Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel and the Superstars of Wrestling Review series. This particular episode is the 11th of January, 1992. We're literally, about a little more than a week away from the Royal Rumble. 8 days away from the Rumble, at which a new World Wrestling Federation champion will be crowned. We open with a Hacksaw Duggan and Sergeant Slaughter enhancement talent match. I don't really understand the benefit of this team. I mean, I know they were filling in, but this shows that there definitely was a drop off in the tag team ranks because I don't even remember them getting that many ability to challenge for the championship. Of course, LOD and they would all be baby faces, so that factors in, but just basically a team to have something to do with, nothing more, nothing less. Barry Horowitz gets sent into the ropes, gets pretty well obliterated, back elbows and the like. Slaughter, who less than a year before, think about this, less than a year before, was just about to win the world championship and dropped down the card that quickly into basically enhancement matches with Jim Duggan as his partner in less than 365 days, or just about. Anyway, clothesline by Duggan, and the win for the team. We go to a update of the challenge of Sid Justice. Justice, who is on the barber shop, insisting that he's been typecast and a little misunderstood a little bit, but he promises to win the Royal Rumble. He's back at 100% after the injury caused by Jake Roberts and friends, and he basically is insinuating on that number that he returned at the Royal Rumble to win the championship and justice will be served. You can see some hinting at a heel turn, but nothing major there. IRS is up next in an enhancement match. Robert Taylor is his opponent. IRS still carrying the briefcase, really basic stuff, punch, kick, clothesline, and a abdominal stretch on Taylor. Taylor really doesn't get much offense, maybe a punch or two off, but nothing major. IRS is pretty dominant throughout and starts to use the leaping clothesline that he uses later. Ric Flair and Mr. Perfect talk about the upcoming match with Hulk Hogan at the Boston Garden on the night before the Royal Rumble. Hogan basically says he wants to eradicate Flair, and Flair's never been a real champion of anything. Hogan also pumping the ability to become a future champion there. We then see, I guess, a modification of the Tuesday in Texas, actually a rerun of the Tuesday in Texas match with Randy Savage and Jake Roberts. That goes on for several minutes. As mentioned in previous episodes, Liz gets slapped by Jake Roberts after Roberts has laid out the opponent. We're hyping the six-man tag, Hart and the LOD. So 2/3 of the champions, the Intercontinental Champion and Tag Team Champions, versus the Natural Disasters and the Mountie, coming up in Worcester, Boston area. Brian Donahue against the El Matador is up next. Matador still very friendly, and actually some thought within a few months here, probably around the summer, of Santana as the Matador becoming the world champion was at least considered on a short list. And the Texas Tornadoes out there endorsing the Matador, endorsing winning the Royal Rumble. Punch, kick, stomp to the midsection, and the forearm to the back of the neck by Santana. Santana successfully navigates that match pretty well. They're hyping the upcoming bodybuilding show, and I mean that's their Mr. Perfect and Ric Flair on the funeral parlor. There's pretty well a promise that Flair wins the WWF Championship at the Royal Rumble. This even makes Paul Bearer uncomfortable, as he obviously thinks The Undertaker is going to do the same. Um, we go into a Royal Rumble report where the Repo Man promises that he is going to repossess the possessions and the World Championship. Repo Man, of course, the former Demolition Smash. Jake Roberts says he's going to win, trust him, but also promises to get his hands on Randy Savage if necessary. We move to a bit spookier of a concept. The promo and continuation for a fire dance for Tatanka. Tatanka basically knighted or anointed to be the Native American representative around and about, and that is that. Then we see an enhancement talent match in tag form, Bobby Jones and Ken Johnson, providing the adversarial competition for the Natural Disasters. Of course, Natural Disasters about a week away, a little more than a week away from their tag team championship match. Belly to belly suplex is a thing of beauty from the Earthquake. He muscles him over. Big splash both in the corner and vertically and horizontally. Combination. Natural Disasters probably have never looked better. They look pretty good going into the match. However, I mean, Natural Disasters are so big. What are you going to have people do with them? So that's kind of a drawback there. I remember the 92 match not being Royal Rumble 92 match not being something to write home about. I remember being a 9, 10, 11-year-old kid, whatever it was, and being somewhat disappointed with that. Virgil promises to get even with Ted DiBiase, get the $1 million belt back. $1 million Man says that the Repo Man's money is well spent. They are plugging the Boston Garden for the next Saturday, the event the night before the Royal Rumble, and just to run down the card of what's there at the time, we will notate in that El Matador and Ted DiBiase are scheduled, so that's kind of a break off. New Foundation, Barbarian, and the Warlord reunite of Powers of Pain without being called Powers of Pain, which is kind of cool. I actually would have liked to have seen that. Virgil and the Repo Man, of course, the issue about stealing the $1 million belt by the Repo Man gives them something to deal with. And Bret Hart and Legion of Doom versus the Mountie and Natural Disasters 6-man tag team match, obviously, is your, I guess, semi-main event, Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair in a non-title affair because neither of them have the title yet, is your main event of the evening. And we will move forward on to our next week. We'll be back with more right after this.